If you're interested in hearing my detailed thoughts about God of War as a game overall, I have a dedicated review for it on my channel I will link to in the description. Here, I will mostly discuss my personal feelings related to ranking the game alongside others. As is the case with a lot of console-exclusive franchises of the 2000s and early 2010s, I've missed a bunch of God of War games due to PC-centric Eastern European upbringing. While technically my first interaction with God of War was through Chains of Olympus, I think it would be fair to say that the first God of War game that I have properly played is actually the Norse 2018 title. My wife never heard of the older games, but she was very interested in the 2018 one, so we bought it, and after playing that, I decided to check out the original saga via streaming their PS3 remasters on PlayStation Now, a service that's currently sort of merged into PlayStation Plus Premium. I don't know how it works now, but back then there was practically no latency, playing the games felt great and responsive. Although I do find it strange that at the moment of writing this, only the PS2 game remasters are still available for streaming, while the PSP remasters were removed. That's weird and sad for reasons we'll get to when talking about the PSP spin-offs. Now, to be fair, I could have tried the entire series much earlier than 2018, but quite frankly I was sort of off-put by the tidbits I saw of the original games at the time, which also has played a role in my initial lack of interest in the Norse game. But since I liked the reboot, I decided to give the series a fair chance. And honestly, I'm glad I did. Generally speaking, God of War 1 is a game that I have played 3 or 4 times by the time of writing this, I guess, and every attempt at playthrough it will be difficult to put it down until finishing the game in its entirety. God of War is not perfect. The combat system is very visceral and responsive at its core, but there are tons of annoying issues there and there. The most egregious for me personally has been the way cancel and attack animations works. You can cancel by blocking or dodging practically out of every move, except for some seemingly arbitrarily selected combo finishers or special attacks you don't, even though in some other combo finishers you still can cancel at any time. To me this ruins any desire to try and master the systems because it's much better to just go for more basic, safer combos. The enemy variety is lacking, some encounters are too drawn out, I don't like dodge on the right stick, grabs are inconsistent, platforming segments on beams and cliffs are not particularly fun, some segments are outright horrible. There is a conflict between the narrative that takes inspiration from Greek tragedy and the form it actually takes that's juvenile as hell power fantasy. But all that being said, it somehow works? Honestly, that's not a statement I can apply to every classic God of War title, but it can definitely be applied to this first one. It is a wild cocktail full of contradictions, but also, structurally speaking, it is just paced so well and it's so epic that these contradictions don't necessarily detract from the experience, and you can still appreciate every part of the game on its own. The story is actually compelling. In this first game, Kratos is a tragic character indeed. Combat is fun despite the flaws, secrets are satisfying to find, environments and locations are epic, the camera work is fantastic, it's a great game, yes, with caveats, but still. Now, when it comes to placing God of War in my ranking, it's interesting because I never thought of myself as a God of War fan, even though I of course enjoy the games. But I decided to start testing out placements by pitting God of War against the titles in the list starting from the top, and already on the first battle, so to speak, I didn't feel comfortable putting God of War below A Link to the Past, even though Link to the Past is a much better designed game. But also, as atmospheric and well made as A Link to the Past is, overall it lacks personality for my taste. Its Hyrule, for the most part, is too standard of a fantasy world, there's barely any memorable characters, the storytelling is tropey, the dungeon environments are forgettable. A Link to the Past is very engaging to play, but on a holistic emotional level, God of War with all of its imperfections has more things going for it that actually click for me. And one can say I'm as surprised about this revelation as you possibly are, but God of War is going to take the first spot from A Link to the Past.